One of the articles on memorybloke.com is an article about the Bloke Town, which is 100 places, visual places. So you could have a bakery, you could have a sports shop, different types of place. And the idea was that each of those themes could have 10 images. And then the 100 themes times were 10 different images would be a 1000 location system at which to store information, a peg system, a chi system, whatever you want to call it. And one of the ideas I experimented with was, what if the variety of 10 is always the same 10 themes? So, for instance, one of the themes could be outer space. Problem with that is that I think one of the places in the Bloke Town would be a place to do with space, like an observatory, telescope observatory. But bearing that in mind, let's just play with the idea of producing an image of an image to do with sport and to do with outer space. Let's just see what happens if I try that prompt. So the idea is that you'd be at the shop along this town of 100 places, and you'd be at the sport shop, and then you'd explore your 10 images to do with sport. One of them would have to be to do with outer space as well as being to do with sport. We'll see what this creates. I was also thinking of using VO3's whisk feature, where you take two images, let's say, and combine them to produce a very creative image which has both the concepts of both images in that one output image. But I thought just using a text prompt in Chat GPT would be sufficient to create a scene that's got the two themes in it. So I didn't actually say basketball, I said sport. And so it's been creative and thought of a sport. And then it's done something involving outer space as well. And I like it. I think that's a good image. I've started a new Chat GPT session. Draw me an image which is a mix of sport and Christmas decorations. I've already been experimenting, and I was telling it to draw me an image with a mix of sport and Christmas, and it put a Santa Claus in to the output image. But I think the images will be too samey if they actually have a Father Christmas in them. So I'm trying to steer it towards Christmas decorations instead. Uh, my other work, well, years ago, I thought of more than 10 themes, and I was trying to do this kind of effect where you have a list of concepts and then you mix them with the list of theme effects. And then in more recent years, I've got a system where there are 100 backdrops which don't change, and 100 foreground images, well, 1000 foreground images which don't change. I'm still developing those 1000 images as part of my picture dictionary work. Um, and there's color as well. The color fill of the 1000 foreground images uh, goes through a roll drum of choices. So let's look at what's been made. Sport and Christmas decorations. That makes sense to me. It's quite a good interpretation of the prompt.